Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to the seventh video in this series about setting up my planning system for 2023. The playlist will be linked in the description box just in case you want to watch everything from part 1 and onwards. In this video, I am just going to be showing some final adjustments that I made, actually quite minor, and only relating to aesthetics. And then I will finally be showing my final planner lineup for the incoming year, as well as a flip through of how each planner is set up. The one last volume in my planning setup that needs some tweaking is this disc-bound cash envelope system that I made last year. I have a video about how I made this and I will link that in the description box. This one has only all of the cash pouches in it, really just cash pouches that are side loading, not envelopes technically. This has been working so well for me. And because the front panels are made of tracing paper, I can see if I already put something in it. And because these are the exact same size as all the rest of my inserts in the other disc-bound volumes, like this, I can switch the contents over from one to the other without a problem, and I do that a lot. I transfer the cash pouches from here to my disc-bound wallet and then back as needed. When I already have enough money for a planned or scheduled payment or purchase and I am ready to make the payment, I transfer the cash pouch to my wallet so I can bring it to where I have to make the payment, such as if it is something that I need to pay over the counter or make a bank deposit or something that I need to hand over to a person, or when I need to purchase something in a store. And then when I am done and the cash pouch for that is empty, I just transfer it back to the cash envelope system or the cash pouch system. Now these cash pouches are still in very good condition because most of these just need to be used once a month and even less. And so I will not be redoing them even though they are still using my font for 2022. My font for 2023 is different, and the 2023 font is also colored, just like I have shown in my word of the year, that's in my catch-all planner, and also in the date headers of my daily pages, which I keep in my planner. So these cash pouches will be staying as they are, but I do need to update the cover of this because my aesthetic theme for 2023 is color. This cash envelope system is on 24mm metal rose gold discs, and I think the discs are so pretty, so I will also keep the discs. And as I was looking for a photo for the new cover, I came across this one. This photo called out so strongly to me, and I browsed through a lot. I was actually looking for a colorful photo that is predominantly rose or pink so that it will match my rose gold discs, but I kept coming back to this photo. Looking at this photo makes me so happy. It looks very inviting and fun, and it looks like the people who live here are very friendly and warm, and I really like the clear blue sky and the bright sunlight. And by the way, I will link this specific photo in the description box. So I decided to use this photo, but this doesn't match the rose gold discs that I want to use. So what I did was I switched around the covers and the discs of my wallet and my planner. My blue and black and gray discs, which will match the blue photo, are 1.5 inches. So I will use the cover with these black and gray discs. As for the purple discs, they do go with a cover that has the colorful stair banisters. So I will just switch things around to make everything match color-wise. The cover currently on my wallet is this one that has pink as the dominant color, and this will actually be the perfect color match to the rose gold discs on my cash envelope system. So together they look so perfect, and it's a much better color match than when I had it with the two purple discs. Now to make the blue covers, I just did my usual process. I cut out the print to the final size, I put one sheet of 200 GSM cardstock behind it to make it more sturdy. I laminated, cut off the excess lamination, and then did the hole punching. On my planner, I put two black discs, two gray discs, two of the blue discs, and two silver discs in a gradient order or pattern like this. And as you can see, they match the blue cover so well. The cover has all of the blacks and grays and blues and whites, and I am really glad how it turned out. And after I transferred the pen loop to here, I realized that the colors of the cover and the discs also match my favorite pencil, which I used for my entire planning system. This is the Tombow Monograph. I have it in the classic blue and black and white stripe. I also have this in different colors, but this classic stripe is my favorite. And I didn't really think about this pencil when I was looking for a photo for the cover, and so I am very glad that everything fell into place when I switched the discs and the covers. This combination of everything looks so good, and when the planner is closed, it's not as colorful as I originally planned it to be, but the blue colors here are very bright and sharp anyway, and when I open the planner, the colors are here inside in the dividers, in the 24-hour time tracking sheets, and also on the date headers on my daily pages. So it works out. Now, this cover with a colorful stair banister will go into my disc-bound wallet. And after figuring out the order or the sequence of the colors of the discs, I put in all of the wallet contents and the snap covers, and I think it looks okay. This is not bad. So now at this point, all of the 4 volumes in the disc-bound planning system that I'm going to be using for 2023 are fully set up. All of the covers, they're laminated, all the discs now match, and the external covers for the snap closure, they're all complete, and all the contents are fully set up. So at this point, everything is already final for the most part. And maybe I missed 1 or 2 super tiny things, but I will deal with them later on as I find out. This is already as final as I can get everything to be. Of course, I will be making tweaks as I go along, which is what I always do. But for now, let me show you a flip through of each volume so you can see how it is all set up. Let us start with my catch-all planner. This is on 1.75-inch metal discs from the Happy Planner. These are the rainbow discs. Although this one disc right here came from the teal set that I also have, this looks actually more turquoise than teal, but I like how it matches the other colors from the rainbow set. I have here just a little disc-bound laminated card that has my name and phone number, so in case I misplace this, the person who finds it can give me a call. I have a total of 29 dividers in here. I know that's a crazy, crazy lot of sections in one single planner volume, but I have had this similar setup since the beginning of 2021, and it has really worked for me, so I'm keeping it. The first section is the brain dump, self-explanatory. The next section is called Flyaway, and this holds all of my tasks and lists and other information pertaining to my one major goal for the next couple of years, which I have been working for and working at since last year. The next section is called Novel Maps. This is for my first novel. It's called The Maps of Camarines, and I have already finished writing that novel, and it already has a publisher, and it will be released in around the middle of 2023. I still have some tasks to do for the novel in terms of promoting it, so that's there. I have a vlog series about my process for finishing the writing of my first novel, and I will link it down below. The next section is called Novel 2, which is for my second novel that I started working on for the National Novel Writing Month last November, but I wasn't able to finish because I got sick again. And right now, this section is empty because all of my notes are on my computer. I did not have the luxury of sitting down in front of an actual paper notebook and just brainstorming the way I usually do. I kind of did it hurriedly. The next section is for annual goals. And aside from the annual goals, here I also have my word of the year, which for 2023 is triumph. I still also have here my previous words of the year, and I plan to just keep piling them on here as the years go by. I think it will be a good thing to always keep visible. Next, I have a section called Planner Fun. This is actually ideas that I want to try out or things that I want to do in my own planner in terms of tweaking the setup or changing things up, or if I want to try out something. I just list all the ideas down here as I think of them, and then when I have the time and the energy, that's when I actually go ahead and do them. And here is my old guide for placing the tabs on the dividers. I showed this in a previous video, which I will link down below, but I don't need this anymore because I don't place my tabs manually on the dividers anymore, so I'm going to archive this sheet. Next is the section for short stories. Now I know I said I will not write short stories anymore because of my chronic illness. I'll only write novels. A video short about that will be linked down below. But I keep getting ideas for short stories, and who knows, maybe I will come up with another book-length collection of short stories in the future. Short stories, but not published one by one. Instead, it will be published in one go as a single book. It might happen. It might still happen. Next is my section for my reading life, which I hope to be able to start once I am done with my graduate thesis. In here, I just have a running list of books to acquire or read for myself for pleasure, just for me, and not because it is required for academic research. Next, I have a section for listing down some ideas about possible academic papers that I can write and where to possibly submit them. I also note down here some open calls for submissions for academic papers. Next is a section for writing workshops and residencies because a bunch of good ones are available every year. Some run for only weeks, some are online, but some run for months in different countries, and it's good to be able to keep track of them because I just might be able to get in one or two. This next one has a running list of things I buy online. I buy some of my basic necessities online because I get them when they are on sale, and sales happen online twice a month. And they often have free shipping as well, so it turns out cheaper and I don't have to go out of the house. I also buy some of my stationery supplies online, but only because they're not available here. Next, I have a section for family, but this is currently empty. But I still have some information about upcoming family trips on my phone, not on here. But this section can hold some notes and info on plans, to-dos, and other things related to family. Next is a section called Inbox, which just has a bunch of task lists and a general master list that I take from as I go along. I take items from the master list and move them to my daily pages when I know that I can potentially do them. I also have in this section a side-loading pouch that carries old receipts, well, current receipts actually, that I need to deal with, like the shoes that I had repaired recently. I need to actually get the shoes back from the cobbler, and this is the receipt for it, so this has to be transferred to my wallet. Outbox has stuff that are done and need to be filed away, but I have not filed them away yet. Finances are a list of things to pay for and some information on my income streams. Reference holds information about all of my accounts, really just bank accounts, subscription accounts, and so on and so forth. I do not write my passwords here. So here is a section for Jawide because I'm helping him out with a few things regarding his food business and his music recording career. And here is a section for tracking my hormones. This just tracks my symptoms for hormone changes as I go through perimenopause. It is helpful to have these in case my gynecologist asks. Next is my section for university. I also have here another side loading pouch that has an old payment slip for residency and some extra of the functional stickers that I made pertaining to my graduate thesis. I also have here a printout of the current academic calendar so I can know my deadlines and the deadlines of my thesis advisor and my critic. For this section on emergency, I have emergency numbers for any given situation, names of people to call in case of emergency, and also a packing list for certain situations in case we need to evacuate or things like that. This section here for pixels has my year in pixels, which I made on camera. I will link the video down below, but I have not been good at filling these in regularly, like weekly or monthly. As you can see, only January has been filled in. But that is okay because I do track everything every day on my daily planner pages, and I will transfer all tracked information on these pixel pages before the year ends and make a video update about my year in pixels. Next is my section for processes, and I also have a video about this which I will link down below. These are the same sheets that I just update when a new process is born or when I tweak the process that I used to have. One thing that I haven't made yet and added here is a process sheet for binding the 160 GSM Bavania Splendor Gel Notebook. I will do that later on a different day and add the process sheet here. Here's my section for journal. And this also holds the 36 GSM mica onion skin paper that I wanted to try if they stay on the discs, because I do want to use them for journaling in a disc-bound journal eventually, but it looks like they do pop out of the discs. I was kind of feeling that they will pop out, but I still wanted to try it so I can see it with my own eyes. Next is my section for health. This pertains to things other than hormone and perimenopause. So in here I have a side-loading pouch that contains my endocrinologist's request for a set of laboratory tests that need to be done in March. Next is my section for YouTube and podcasts. Here I have my super old sticky notes that used to be on my Kanban board for YouTube. I have a video about that Kanban board, which I will link down below, but I had to take that Kanban board apart because it wasn't working for my brain, and I just stuck the sticky notes on here. And the rest is just a list of ideas and some task list. Next is a section for destash because I do need to destash. I have a lot of material things that I need to declutter. I don't need them anymore, but because I take very good care of my things, they are still in very good condition, so other people can still use them for many years to come. Next is a section for Etsy. I know that Etsy is not really a good place to be in right now with all of the policy problems. And it looks like PayPal isn't looking good either. So I'm not using both of them. But these are just ideas to put up on Etsy in the future or in any online selling platform. These items are all planner related. That is in the pipeline, so that's why there is a section for it on my catch-all planner. And then for creative projects, I have here some things that I wanted to do that are not related to my usual writing. Maybe a song cover that I can record, or maybe get involved in something like a play or a theater performance, or some classes that I can attend that are not related to my writing. And then this section contains all of my monthly sheets from September through December 2023. And that is it. As you may have noticed, the dividers can move freely on the discs. Nothing catches on the discs, and that is the benefit of taking the time to punch out the holes by hand. I showed this in a video, which I will link down below. Next, we have my planner. Here's the cover, very, very beautiful on 1.5-inch metal discs in colors that match the cover so well. I really like this. In here, I have my favorite pencil, and I also have here a little disc-bound card that has my phone number. The first section just has extra papers for writing down random notes on the fly. And then the next section is where I keep my functional stickers. You have seen me make these tiny laminated envelopes on camera, and I will link the video down below. And one thing I was not able to add here was a label on the other envelopes. The first envelope has stickers for my subscriptions. I only have 3. The second envelope needs a label that says loans and credit. All my loans are just small amounts and short term. The longest loan, or actually credit, that I have is for my iPhone 11. That is 1 year, but I'm already 2 months in, 2 months paid, so I have only 10 more months to go. And the third envelope should have a label that says productivity for stickers about classes or what I need to write. And the envelope at the bottom is empty. I don't know yet what to put inside it, but it's there just in case I need it. The next section is for my side reminder tabs, and it looks like it's time consuming to flip them this way, but I don't really flip them this way. I use the dividers to flip all of them in one go. And then I have here a section for notebook orders. Even though I don't typically make notebooks every day, I do have a bunch of pending orders that I have to deal with. I have had to deal with them every day starting last Monday, so that's why this is on here. And I also have to encode all of these new serial numbers to my master list on my computer so that I can archive all of these pages. I also have here some fabric swatches that I use for the notebooks. I buy these from the fabric store, although I don't really like these other ones. I have videos about the notebooks that I make, and I will link the playlist down below. And then finally, this is my calendar section. This is a different divider from the one in my catch-all that contains only a few months. This calendar section in my planner has my daily pages and the monthly sheets until August 2023. I also made a new page finder which still has my usual daily targets. I have a video about my daily targets which I will link down below, but this one here is a redesign using my font for 2023 on the header which says daily targets. And at the back side I have my mantra, be brave, do good, write well, also using my 2023 font. At the top it says today on both sides so that it will be visible to me no matter where in the planner I am on. There's also a small today page finder at the bottom, also double-sided, because the page finder with the daily targets needs to go where the 24-hour time tracking is, and the smaller page finder has to go where the planning page is. I hope that makes sense. I also have on here the daily pages until the middle of January and the weekly task sheets for until around the 3rd week of February. And then we have here the months until August 2023. And that is my planner. And by the way, when I open up this planner on my desk, I just tuck the flap under and it doesn't bother me and does not take up any space on the table. Next is my disc-bound wallet, also on 1.5-inch metal discs, and behind the laminated cover is a much stiffer poly cover. This is the old one that we took out of my cash envelope system in the beginning of this video. I put the poly covers on here just to fill in a little bit more of the discs and to make the entire structure more sturdy because they still wobble just a teeny tiny bit. I have here my booklets for discounts because I am a registered person with disability. Here is my QR code for COVID, which we actually no longer use in my city. Here are some of the cash pouches for money and receipts. One of the cash pouches does not apply for now because thankfully I am not being treated for anything. Although I am on maintenance medication as usual, I do not have an extra illness that I need treatment for, so I will transfer this back to my cash envelope system. And then here are all of my cards. Now I do have to find a way to add this tiny Pilot Birdie ballpoint pen in here, and I don't have a new pen loop for it yet, so for now I have a different, much cheaper ballpoint pen inside my bag. And that is my disc-bound wallet, which has been part of my planning system since last year. And finally, this is the cash envelope system, which has also been a part of my planning system since last year. The final volume that makes up my planning system is this A5 journal. But I have been terrible at journaling for the past couple of years. I have been just terrible. As you can see, this is a hot mess. And I have been using this unplanned life notebook that I made myself. I've been on this since June 7, 2021, and I have not filled it in. Here are all of the blank pages that remain. At the back, I have the Hobonichi page holder. I don't use this, but it's always on here. The pen is the Wingsung 698 with a fine nib, and I have it loaded with Diamine Kelly Green ink. This pen does not evaporate. This pen has been here loaded with ink for months, unused, and it has not evaporated. It is still full. I highly recommend this pen. And these are all of the things that I need to place in this journal once I get around to actually journaling. And the cover is the Thank You All by Sebastian Masuda. This cover is from a few years ago, and I have an unboxing of this cover, which I will link down below. This cover does not have the pocket at the back, but I do have the clear basic cover on cover for it, also from Hobonichi. And that is my entire lineup for 2023. Working on these and finalizing all these was a process. And if you watched all of the 6 videos prior to this one, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying with me as I talk through my process. I certainly hope that you have found some good ideas that you can implement in your own planning system. 2022 was not a perfectly good year for me. I was able to accomplish 2 major things, and my word of the year for 2022, which was realize, was effective. But I do have some backlogs remaining, which I hope to be able to tackle in 2023, on top of attaining my 2023 goals as scheduled. And that is it. This is the end, finally the end of my video series about setting up my planning system for 2023. I will certainly have more planning related videos on my channel in the future, so if that's what you like, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Bye.